A picture tells a story just as well, if not better, than a lot of written words. These words are widely attributed to Frederick Bernard. In 1921, Frederick published a piece commending the effectiveness of graphics in advertising with the title, "One Look is Worth 1,000 Words," in printer's ink. Years later, his wise words still ring true. One man that fully appreciates the importance of a well-taken picture is Steven Derrito, the proprietor of Photomagic Studio.
The inspiration for Photomagic Studio started when I was doing my graphic design around 9 to 10 years ago. A frustration to get good images to use in design and what we call visual communication. So I decided to buy a camera and take the pictures myself with already a predetermined mind of how I'll use the pictures in design and related work. So that's how I started taking pictures, and slowly by slowly I thought it would remain like a hobby or just a supportive thing, but I realized I had a passion for it, and it's interesting and it's fun. So I continued, and it became a full-time profession for me.
Since then, Photomagic Studios have encapsulated countless memorable events in time. Starting out though was a different picture altogether for the 35-year-old and his treasured Sony Alpha 100 DSLR camera.
One of the challenges that many creative people and artists face in this country is a system of guidance in terms of creative business, in terms of if what you may call entrepreneurs. It's seriously lacking in the system, whether it's education, tertiary, university, colleges. So I did not have much mentorship or guidance on how to start a creative business, because photography is a creative business. I got just a normal kind of guidance and advice on how to do business.
With a Bachelor's of Arts degree in design, Steven would be employed as a graphics designer at Homes Kenya magazine, Parents magazine, and the Standard Group. Astonishingly, he would work at all three companies for 13 months on each occasion.
Like everybody else, I had ambitions. Even now I have ambitions. In my employment job, I realized as an artist, as a creative, as a photographer or a designer, it's very hard to rise up on the corporate ladder. You realize, one of my former lecturers at the University of Nairobi told me, our jobs have a ceiling. It's very hard to be a manager because you will remain at your workstation doing the work and other people getting the credit for what you do. So I opted to leave employment and pursue my dreams.
For Steven, having a strong support system made his foray into entrepreneurship a little more bearable. However, like most first-time entrepreneurs, he struggled for clients.
The interesting thing about photography is that your first clients mostly are your friends and your friends' friends. So with a very tiny space that I had in CBD then, around 2009, 2010, so they were excited, and they would just pass by, they are in town, pass by for a free photo shoot, upload the pictures on Facebook and they'll be happy. Pass by next time with their friends, then not very keen on how much they are paying, just trying to build a portfolio. So they were happy that I was doing that. Even a few clients who were shot for weddings on a very low budget, then you realize you overshot the budget on expenditure, so you made a loss.
Photomagic Studios was established with a startup capital of 400,000 Kenya shillings. This would mainly come from a commercial loan taken by the entrepreneur.
There are several avenues where we market ourselves to clients. First of all, the most powerful definitely is that the clients we started with, most of them will still come back. And then online is very powerful. As you know, online social media, websites, and what is commonly considered the search engine optimization. That means someone Googles for a service, and the first service providers that they see on the first, second, third page, then they choose them. Recently we have upped that Google part, so it has become quite a powerful tool, especially with the clients from outside the country.
In the 80s and 90s, the photography business was a preserve of photographers who rode around the estate on a bicycle, searching for potential customers. Once your photo was taken, one would anxiously wait for more than 2 weeks as the negatives were processed. The advancement of technology, though, has made this process more efficient.
There has been quite some dramatic changes from the time we were starting, which I may say, when I bought my first camera in 2007, when I registered the business around 2009, and now, number one, we are very many photographers right now. In Nairobi and beyond Nairobi, we are very many photographers. So there's an element of a flooded, an oversupply of photographers. At the same time, photographers have really upped their skills. So the bar is rising, every day is rising in terms of need for better quality work from local photographers, which sometimes was considered a preserve of foreigners. And then also, we are happy that our clients are appreciating the need for professional photography services, from something as simple as a birthday to a graduation party, to serious things like a corporate website.
In order to stay ahead of the pack, Photomagic Studio has had to diversify and offer a wide range of services. Nevertheless, Stephen believes that good customer relations is key.
Even with a lot of photographers in the market, for us at Photomagic, one of the key things we emphasize on is we try very much to have good customer service, understand what our clients are doing. Even as the owner, I try very much to understand what someone wants and what they need to make sure that they're happy in the end. At the same time, we know that we don't just photograph, we offer solutions. So we find that we have broadened our services. Some years ago, we were not offering video services. So we have invested in that line so that we can give something more holistic. And then we also started training because we realized that some of our clients could not afford to pay a photographer all the time. So they can have a certain level of the skill, and then they will be able to document whatever activities they have in what they do.
The photography training program was initiated in 2013. Covering a 13-week period, the course teaches its students basics in photography. Approximately 300 graduates have gone through the exercise.
From around 2012, 2013, when we moved to these bigger premises, it definitely came with benefits in terms of the kind of clientele who visit us here, or that we could approach with some level of good level of confidence compared to where we were before. So especially the corporate kind of clients, people who have an 8-to-5 job, they work in an organization, a lot of structure, they use photography services every so often in their communication, social media, printing, magazines and things like that. They want good services, they want to document what they do almost on a daily basis, weekly basis, but they cannot afford to pay a photographer for good quality services. But you find that there's somebody in the institution who is interested in photography. They could sponsor them. At the same time, there are people who could just work for a family shoot and they're like, but then my sister has a camera and I don't know what to do with it, but I really like it. So we tell them, no, we are going to give you some training for a number of weeks, have basic knowledge, and then leave you to do the rest of the discovery journey of photography.
A man of many hats, Stephen is also the chairman of the Photographers Association of Kenya. Recently, the association launched a photo gallery at his studio.
We have plans, hopefully before the year ends, to get a bigger studio so that we can be able to take up bigger projects. At the same time, we would want to expand into things like printing and other related delivery of pictures, because most of the photographers, all we do is take the pictures, edit them and send to the client. Or when you want to print, you go to someone else. When you want to frame, you take to someone else. When you want to do a canvas, when you want to do specialized items, you want to put your family photo on a mouse pad, you want to put it on a mug, you go to other people. But I would want to grow that line so that we can be able to grow our revenue and make our clients happy and have more options of what they can get.
Photomagic Studios currently has 5 full-time employees. Whenever the need arises, Stephen contracts more photographers.
If you want to get into business, it's not for the faint-hearted. There are highs and there are lows, and you have to be aggressive and tenacious and you have to be enduring. Number two, you have to seek advice. It is very bad to get into business and you're just shooting in the dark or shooting from the hip or just walking without knowing where you want to go. And in terms of guidance, you need to talk to people who are where you want to be. You have to talk to those who are where you want to be so that they tell you, do this, don't do that, this works, this doesn't, and things like that.
So what advice does Stephen Derito have for aspiring entrepreneurs?
It is important to work with like-minded people who are going to be strengthening you, you'll share ideas, and I hope that the people that you share ideas with will not steal them, but they will be supporting yours.